Hey everyone, it's Brittany with Redeemable Junk, and I'm coming to you guys today to show you this cute tutorial on how to make these journaling envelopes. I have tons of napkins. I was super bored today after my son's baseball game. I didn't have a lot to do, so I decided I was going to make something using napkins. And this is what I came up with. So pretty much the inside is just a journaling card, you know, a coffee dyed paper. But you guys could leave it... You can decorate it, put pockets in it. There's all kinds of stuff you guys can do with it. So this one, I had to use a little bit thicker string because I couldn't find my thinner string. But again, it's a way that's easy. Almost anybody can make these. And I'm going to show you guys how I do it and how I also iron on my napkins, which is really a nice way I like to do it. So let's get started. What you're going to need is some Mod Podge. Something to brush your Mod Podge on with, a napkin, and a background. And I chose this music background is what I'm going to do. So what we're going to do first is put the Mod Podge on, and then we're going to dry it with a heat gun. Okay, we are not going to put the napkin on over the wet Mod Podge. Lots of people do it that way. It's messy, and really, it's just a messy way to do it. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it. We're just going to brush our Mod Podge on. You want to make sure to get your corners really good, okay? Because if not, your napkin will start to turn up. But if you get your corners real good, that will not happen. This is how I've been doing it for years. It's the only way that I do it. I hate messing with this wet, sticky, putting the napkin over the Mod Podge and then Mod Podging over the napkin, and then it messes up your napkin, and it's just a mess. So this is the way that I do it. Okay, I'm not going to dry this on camera because it's loud and I just don't feel like there's a reason to do that. But it looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this video after I get my cap on. And I'm just going to take my heat gun and I'm just going to dry it. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So this is what it's going to look like, but it does have the Mod Podge on it. You can see the sheen, okay? So now we're going to take our napkin, and we're going to unfold our napkin. And before I do that, I'm going to wipe up this dry glue, because when you iron this, we're going to iron it, so you need an iron also. The wet glue underneath will stick to the bottom of your paper, so we don't want that. Okay. My crafting space is such a mess. Right now, I feel like a mess. Okay, so before I lay that down, I'm just going to iron the napkin, these little creases out of the napkin real quick. Ah! No! Like I said, it will stick to any bottom surface, so let me get... There it is. This made me a little nervous. It was going to rip it. Okay, you are going to need something to stick over your paper, and I'm almost thinking I'm going to get something to stick under it also, because I don't want it to stick. Okay, I ran and grabbed another piece of this craft paper. So we're going to stick our bottom piece of paper down. We're going to get our napkin. You're going to make sure it's not double plied. You do not want it double plied, and we're just going to line our napkin up with our paper. That's straight, and as you can see, this is not sticky at all. It's completely dry. That's where I want it. I'm going to take, and I don't have to use this. I'm going to show you guys. I could go ahead and iron it right now. I just don't want to get, if I accidentally get it on this part, it could stick to your iron. So I'm just going to lay this down. And you got to be careful not to get your top sheet stuck to your bottom sheet. Like I just did a little bit. There we go. Now I'm just going to flip this around so I can see this side when I'm ironing it. see it will stick a little bit to the bottom part. So I'm just trying to make sure it don't stick a whole lot. And I think we're done. I'll go over it one more time real good on all the edges. And there we have it. So now all I need to do is trim my edges off and we'll be ready to go. And on this one, I actually left a raw edge because I liked how it looked. I thought it was cute, so I left it. So it's totally up to you. But on this one, I'm going to take it off. So I'm going to go cut the edges real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, what I did was I decided to cut my sheet in half also, okay, because it was awful big. It was going to be a pretty big envelope. So unless I was going to make it to like story ephemera and stuff, I really didn't need it that big. So what we got to decide is if we want our inside to be upside down or our outside to be upside down. And depending on the design, you're going to have to decide that. And I think I want my outside to be the right way up. And these are awful kind of long. These are longer. So these pockets or envelopes are going to be longer envelopes, I've decided. And that's upside down. Darn it. It's so hard to... Let me try to iron this out real quick. These creases. There we go. And start all over. Oh no, I just stuck it to that again. Okay. Is that right, Wee? No. This is. Okay. The top's going to be upside down, but that's just how it is when you're doing these. But I think I like that. It kind of falls into itself, but I think once we ink all the edges, it will be okay. And on this one, I kept the raw edge so I could keep it a little bit bigger. And I've got to decide on this one how I want to do it. And which edge I want showing. I kind of... That's too much. That kind of stinks because it's too much onto itself. Sorry, guys. I'm a little indecisive. We could just do it like that. It's a little plain, but it's pretty. And have that one more decorated. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So that needs to go up to about right there. And that comes down to here. And that's upside down. I didn't want the words upside down. Ugh. I'm so sorry, guys. But I didn't want it like that. So that's just how it's going to be. Okay. So next what we're going to do is you're going to get some scissors. You're going to take your top flap. Okay. And you're going to fold your piece of paper in half. And you're going to start where your crease is, where your flap comes down. And you're just going to round that up. And then I'll show you what I do when I get done. See how it's a little pointed? So I just take my scissors and round that out. And I like that raw edge on it. I think it gives it a little bit of character. So let's we're going to do the same thing over here. I think once we ink this all up, it will look a lot better. I was thinking this was going to be so super pretty, so hopefully in the end it is. Okay. I don't know how I'm feeling about these, but we're going to see. We're going to ink the edges. Let's see. Don't want to ink it too much because this almost has like a shabby chic look to it. So, but I do like vintage. It's almost hard to. It's kind of, I don't know. It's almost too florally for me. I don't really like this pattern, but I have one more that we can make too, and I'll show you guys. It just depends on the pattern, how it comes out looking, you know. You never know until you make it what it's going to really look like. I did have some napkins that are just solid designs. They don't really have flowers or nothing on them. We could have used one of those, and I think it would be really pretty, but it's a little late now in the game to be thinking about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to decorate these up a little bit and do something to them. But before we do that, what I do is I have this 1-inch circle punch, and I punch out a piece of cardstock. So I'm going to need 2. And then I get a piece of coffee dyed paper, and I punch out a piece of coffee dyed paper as well. And then I glue my coffee dyed paper over the cardstock. Smush it around a little bit so it gets all over it. And these are going to go right here. So our string can go back behind them. So maybe after we get done with it, it'll be cute. I need to ink these up a little. Ooh, the paper's coming off. I need to push that down a little bit more. They definitely need inked. Okay. So then you're going to need some brads. And I think silver would look appropriate on these. Let's see. I think so. So I get my awl, and I just guesstimate where the center is. And then I come over here, and I just put a nail mark in that. Oops. I'm gonna have to stand up to do this. It's kind of close to the bottom. Let's see what that looks like. I should have went up a little further. Yeah, that's not even straight. Let's try to move that. I've not had problems doing this at all. I might have to put here. Let me see. This just isn't wanting to. Sit straight for me. This is a little crooked. That's just gonna have to be okay. So we're gonna push those down. Let's do the other one, and then I'll show you what I do on the back side. Let me try to hold this up and do it and see if that helps. There we go. That was much simpler. And then what I'm going to do is get that coffee dyed paper again and punch out 2 more circles. That did not want to come off. I'll have to cut that. Huh. My punch isn't wanting to cooperate with me very well. I'm going to have to put some foil in there and sharpen that. Okay, so then we're just going to cover the brad on the back up. Did anybody see where that other piece went? There it is. Ah, I put too much glue on that. On your napkin. Okay. So there we have that. And now what we need to do is put pockets or coffee dyed paper inside so you can journal, or you got to decide what you're going to do with the inside now. And I'm just going to make them journaling cards. And I probably don't even have to cut these. I could probably just tear them, but I'm just going to put some coffee dyed paper on the inside, and that will actually fit perfectly right there. I wonder if this one will. Well, look at that. Praise Jesus. So I'm going to go cut these. I'll be right back. Okay. I kind of like that dark color up there, but that little piece right there is not dyed. I don't like that, so let's try to self-dye it. There we go. I like that. I just want to make sure it matches the inside. This side will go lighter. I'll just do some lighter pieces. So that's what I'm going to do on these. So we're just going to glue them down. So I'm just putting art glitter glue on this, and then I'm getting my handy dandy glue stick to smush it around everywhere. Keep my hands as clean as possible, even though it never helps. Never. I'm just saying never because it never does. I just got to remember where that fold was. Scoot over. There we go. Look at that. That will never happen again, guys, where I cut one piece of paper. I have two projects and they both fit. I mean, that will never happen again. I'm telling you. Never. I got real lucky on that one. I mean, it cut perfectly. It's crazy. Okay. And it's perfectly straight. On my other ones, I had to cut some off. I couldn't get it straight. Okay. So there's that one. And let's do this one. And then we will put our string on it. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'm just going to go with the light colored side. I really like that dark, but this isn't real vintagey, so if that's even a word. I don't think it is a word, but I used it like that anyways. Okay. So I hope you guys have been having a good weekend. I had to stop and think for a second. Is it the weekend? My son tore his ACL 9 months back, and he has been down out of all sports, and he just loves sports so much. And he got asked to fill in last weekend at a baseball tournament, and then again this weekend, and we was out on the ball field all day today, and I'm telling you guys, it was a hot one. I was sweating through my shirt. I don't know how those boys do it. They played 2 games almost completely back to back, and I'm telling you, when I say it was hot, I mean it was hot. Okay, that went over a little bit, but that's okay. I'll just trim it up. So there we have our journaling card, or our journaling spots done on the inside. And like I said, you can put pockets on the inside. You can make it whatever you want. It's yours. Do what you want with it. So now all we've got to do is put our string on it. I just got to decide what type of string I want, because I have this string and I got it from Tim Holtz tag sets. And I really want to find some more of it because I love it. But I think I'm going to use waxed thread on these. I've just got to decide what color I want to use. We'll use this color on this one and white on the other one. Let's see if this will work. It should. I don't know why it wouldn't. I don't have a lot of string and I desperately need some. I usually use seam binding and silk and things like that for closures and the tops of my tags. But for things like this, you really need string. And I think I'm going to wrap this one twice. On the other ones, I've only wrapped one. No, we'll just wrap it once so it don't look sloppy. And that wax thread actually worked. And there we go. We have that one finished. It didn't turn out too bad in the end either. And I kind of like that color that we used, so I think we're going to use it again. So you just tie a knot, tie it as tight as you can, tie another knot, cut the excess off, wrap it around once. Wrap it around there a couple times so it's closed. Cut the string. And there you guys have it. And I have another one that we could do. But you know, I like my videos short and we're already at 21 minutes. But I did have this. But in the end, it would just turn out to look like this one that I did. So, it is real pretty on the back. But I think that you guys understand how these are made. I don't really think that it's necessary to make another one. And you could decorate these. You could put a flower on it. I mean, put a flower down there. You could collage it more. Get some music sheet paper. That would be really pretty. And I actually really like that. It would look really cute like that. Like some of the music sheets popping through. Now that would be really cute. And actually, I think I'm just going to glue that piece on right there because I like it like that. But there's lots of things that you guys could do with these, or you can just leave them as they are. It's totally up to you. I like that. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I just had some free time and I thought that I would come on and make some videos for you guys again. I had a request to show how I do my napkins. So I thought what better way than just to make a full video. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like and comment on it. That tremendously helps me out. Also check out the description below. I have some information there for you guys there. I hope that you guys have a blessed and wonderful evening.